Have you ever seen someone sworn in during the court proceedings? The whole truth and nothing but the truth scenario? Jo kahunga, sach ke siwa kuch nahi kahunga. Objection, overruled, sustained, witness, defendant, evidence, testimony, cross-examination. These are the defining elements of the courtroom drama. The people behind the black and the white, when they wear the colors of the ultimate finality, they become the guardians of a single blazing ideal that no matter what the cost, the truth will prevail and the justice will be served. Today on The Avenue, we are venturing into a journey that started from a very small town of Sambrayal, district Sialkot, all the way to the Superior Court of the state of the Connecticut. This is the story of the custodian, Ruhe Rawa, the principal of the NUST Law School, Honorable Justice Mohammad Nawaz Wahla. Sir, welcome to the Scholars Avenue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're a litigator by profession. You always have been. You love courtrooms, but that's not the end of it. The best part is that law was never planned by you. Rather, the destiny planned it for you. Why and how?
Well, sometimes things are brought to you and you have to capitalize on them. Like you said, the law was not, I didn't plan to be a litigator, a lawyer. It's an unconventional story. If I give you a little sketch of this unconventional story, being born on a small little rural, village in a Punjab province, being raised on a farm, no light, no electricity, but a lot of love, huge amount of love. From that very place to the most litigious society, advanced society on the planet. So I've been very fortunate, very blessed to have been educated, practiced judgeship, and then bringing it back home to the country of my birth, the country of my parents, and my love for my country is nothing else but serendipity. Sometimes you have to listen closely and make a call to that, whatever is destiny is calling for. So that's how I would sketch this thing of almost a struggle of 70 some years. But I'm very, very proud of my struggle, to be honest with you.
So to rewind 2017, when you were one of the inductees back at the Connecticut Immigrant Heritage Hall of Fame, and I was reading about you, और उन्होंने कुछ लिखा था, and I quote, "Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would practice law or that I would even be coming to the United States." So unconventional is how you term your life. So if you summarize this, so I guess not many people know this about you, but you've also served 17 years in the army. Let's go back a little.
So, I'll stick around with that affectionately with that small little village, of between Sambrayal and Deska, where my parents migrated and made that as a home. I was born in 1951, right after the Pakistan partition. Pakistan was brand new, but there was a huge amount of love and affection from the teachers and from the parents. I would describe this Startwala school. We sat on the no A-O level, whatever is going on. So we sat on the floor to study, to read, whatever our teacher brought to us.
Classic example of Tart pe baith ke
Startwala school, ji.
Yes.
So that there is a huge, kind of on the web, Startwala school, meaning the children who are deprived of materialism, but they have the ambition to become something. So they sat on those floors, and in the very beginning of in the rural villages of Pakistan. But they have the absolute desire to learn. I was very fortunate. So from there, elementary school, middle school in a small little village, and then going to high school, which was a mile and a half, walking each way along with our but we never even thought for a second that we are walking, because we walked as a group. We came back as a group. We were good student, mashallah, secured a wonderful position at the high school, got admitted to the University of Lailpur at that time, Faisalabad University. It was a brand new university in 1968. So from there, from a small little village, ending up in a school with a very meager resources. My father didn't want me to go. He wanted me to become a teacher in the village, stay close to him. My father was my hero, my mentor, my sport, my rock. He was my mom, he was my dad, he was my everything, because my mom passed away when I was very young, maybe 6-7 year old. So from there I end up, sir, in a agriculture university. I was a 4th year student right after the 71 war. The recruitment team came. We were 3 of us. We went for the interview without knowing, unconventionalism, that we are going to be selected, not selected. The 2 of them who went with me but didn't get selected are in Germany. Both are done PhD, having enjoying their life in PhD, and I happened to be selected. I went to the army in 1972, 50th PM Elan course. I graduated in November 1974. Moving forward to my so-called injury in the army.
So, like every other officer. Sorry to interject.
Yeah.
Like every other officer, you were chasing your dream to become a general, right? And then you got before we even dive into the Makran ordeal, okay?
Yeah.
So you were posted to the Pakistan-Iran border, right? And then something happened, and again the Immigrants Hall of Fame back at the Connecticut, they term it as the turning point in your life. So what was that all about?
So obviously, when you go to the Pakistan Military Academy, specifically a person from my background, I was whose parents are, no formal legal, no formal schooling, and you have the ambition to become something, and that ambition drives you. So from going from that background to the army, every cadet chases the wings of the generalship. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
And if you don't,
Absolutely.
then you are absolutely not really putting your heart and soul. But then again, we know 95% don't end up being generals. And
So what happened? So what happened then?
so I kind of, I would say, as again the serendipity. I was a very young captain in one of the artillery unit. We lost in the exercises. We lost a rifle, and I got a severe kind of as a captain, commander, battery commander. Obviously, you take the responsibility. As Harry Truman has said, "Buck stops with me." You take the credit and you take the blame. So I kind of missed those career advancement courses, because again, it's a serendipity. Had I done that, and probably I would have been somewhere different. But my destiny was shaping my path. So I was posted to Makran Scout because I kind of missed those professional courses, so to speak. And what happened, you read that story at the Makran Scouts. You maybe Hall of Fame has not really highlighted. So I was a wing commander in Turbat as a major, young major. And there was a huge amount of smuggling operations which comes through Iranian border towards, it was in the early 80s, and I'm sure it is going on still today. So I was a wing commander on that, and we intervention for the stopping of that smuggling operation.
Yes.
So I lost 3 of my soldiers, scouts, in my encounter. I was wounded. I had a bullet coming into my arm. One bullet came to my chest. It kind of stopped half a
2 bullets.
2 bullets.
You received 2 bullets.
I got one injury in my arm, bullet, the Kalashnikov bullet, and the other Kalashnikov came into my chest and stopped half a centimeter of my heart. Serendipity, so to speak. And we caught 19 trucks of Kalashnikovs, arms and ammunition. I would say it was
Wow.
Probably 2.2 billion rupees worth at that time in the 1985-86. And I lost, unfortunately, 3 soldiers. I was evacuated from Turbat to PNS Shifa for my surgery, and I lost so much blood. The helicopter which evacuated me didn't have a space for my wife to be evacuated with me. So I came to PNS Shifa at night. My wife and my children were left behind in Turbat.
Must be a really terrible time for you folks.
It was a trying time, so to speak. So they wanted to amputate, meaning the surgeon who was doing surgery, he wanted to get the consent to amputate my arm. But to get the consent, my wife was back in Turbat. So there was nobody to give consent to him because I was kind of in and out. So even if I had given consent, that probably, looking at now, legally would have not been a valid consent, so to speak. So that's how they tried the ulna, if I'm speaking medically correct, was gone. So they tried to manufacture it. I was hospitalized for a while, but that also changed my path. I started thinking.
Your kids were very young at that time.
Oh, my.
You got 3
the
kids,
oldest
right?
one, yes. The oldest one was our daughter Mavish. She was 5-year-old. Our son was 3, and the little one was under a year. So
My God.
I was in PNS Shifa hospital, in and out for almost 9 months. So that changed my thinking, to be honest with you. Not my thinking, my destiny was being changed, shaped by the turn of this injury. So I had an officer from a unit who has he got married to a US citizen, obviously Pakistani descent, but he has migrated to United States. So this operation was very widely publicized in the newspaper. He called me to check on me, and he casually mentioned, "Sir, come to America." And I said, "What?" And honestly, I mean, like I say, sometimes Allah gives you a hint. And I started thinking, America? And I have no earthly idea. Never even my wildest dream, like unconventionalism all along.
Yes.
And that's how, I started thinking, no, but after 9 months, I was medically categorized down. My career was almost over. And I have a 5-6-year-old, 3-4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And I was very, very young, 34, 33-year-old young major.
Allah has other plans for you.
So Allah has said, no, you got a lot to do. And that's how, sir, it happened.
America ka jo safar tha, it was, again, not planned. God sent. A friend of yours calls and you're going to States, and Some of one piece of information that we missed out probably, you haven't even spoken about once about studying anything about the law. You went to Punjab University as well.
Again, I think it's so unconventionalistic story, unconventional story. I was a very young captain. I was adjutant, and somehow the University of Punjab Law College, new campus, they had at that time kind of wanted to raise their profile. It was a kind of a new college at the new campus, and they sent a vacancy that if somebody is interested to join the law school, evening law school. I think it's the early 80s, if I'm not, maybe mid 70s. Yeah, mid 70s. I was a very young captain.
आप उसमें कप्तान थे ना?
Yeah, I was the captain.
Yes.
Unit adjutant, and we received this.
तो ये फौज की तरफ से कोर्स आया था आपके लिए?
It was not from the army. It was a kind of advertisement. Okay, if you are interested, if any officer is interested to join law school, and we circulated, nobody was interested, and I asked my commanding officer at that time, Colonel Shaukat, and he said, "Why don't you go to law school?"
तो ये कोर्स था या डिग्री थी?
No, it's a 3-year program.
अच्छा, 3 साल का
You have to do at your own, but it's a kind of encouragement from officers that, hey, if you want to come.
So the foundations were already laid.
So I honestly never ever thought that law. So that's how I completed my 3 years LLB. Somewhere in the 70s, I think at late 70s. And so I had that, but not knowing that this is going to become my life and my love of my life as a matter
Yes,
of fact,
absolutely.
for rest of my life.
So fast forward onto the University of Texas. Let's talk about that. आपने वहाँ पे मास्टर्स किया डिप्लोमेसी के अंदर, एंड उसमें आपने फिर you also went on to do some other degree as jurisprudence के अंदर आपने डिग्री किया.
So when I went to America, I took a leave of furlough, they call it army leave, 11 months leave, not also knowing again that what the hell am I going to do, because the injury has shaken me so much.
Yes.
I was very, going through a very difficult time that you're done. I have two options right in front of me, that I stay as a desk officer, my career has ended. They gave me a Tamagai Basalat reward, President Zia, for that encounter, for that incident. But then, what was going to do with that Tamagai Basalat for rest of I was only 34-year-old, for rest of my life. So that thinking got me that, no, I'm too young to be giving up. So I wanted to explore the Lieutenant Mustafa's wording, "Come to America, sir." So that kind of stuck with me that, yeah, if I go to America, just going to America doesn't mean anything. So I wanted to go, but I actually really didn't know how it's going to unfold. So I'm going there with these 3 small children in the 87, 86, and 2 suitcases, 3 small children.
Not knowing what's going to happen next.
And I still have a Band-Aid on kind of a, on my arm. And I have my baby holding in my lap when we landed at JFK. And one of the immigration officer, he said, "Well, she can walk." I said, "Yeah, she can, but she doesn't want to leave her daddy." So that's how we landed to the absolutely unknown world. Wife, 3 children, 2 suitcases, without knowing what is likely to come. And Mustafa, he said, "Sir, people do business, people do this, people have done very well in America from Pakistani descent." And I say, I have a zero idea about any of this stuff.
This was an entire new universe for you.
It's very daunting.
Yeah, कहाँ से कहाँ आ गए आप?
Yeah, it's extremely daunting. But I think you have to have a strength in your heart, the character and the strength that, yeah, no, I got this. But you say this because you have 3 babies, and if you didn't get this, what are they going to do?
I know it's easier said than done.
Yes. So from there, Khatek Saab, what happened? I said, I got nothing. And he said, sir, then? I said, I would like to go to school in America. Universities are school.
Yeah,
And he said, that's a great idea, but what school? I said, I think other than the Pakistan Military Academy BA, I do have a law degree.
Yeah.
And he said, what? I said, yeah, I got a law degree. That law degree, evening classes, became my rescuer.
The rest of your life.
That became my love, actually, to be honest with you.
And your rescue, yes.
And my rescuer at the moment. So, but I didn't have the transcript. I didn't have anything on me. So, I don't have a funding. And I'm dreaming to go to law school, which is extremely competitive. There are 2 professions, medicine and law in America.
Yes.
And I'm a middle-aged man with a brown skin, first name Mohammed, and I'm dreaming to go to law school.
Usually the law school students are very young. You were at the mid-30s में चल रहा है.
I can tell you the true story. So I don't have I didn't want to waste time. So I admitted myself to the diplomacy program provisionally. I didn't have the transcripts. I went to see the dean. He looked at me. He said, I seem like he's okay guy. So I said, I don't have this, but I have done this. These are my army credentials. Here is my ID, whatever it is. I am a major, and I'm kind of dreaming guy, but I'm here, serendipity. And he said, well, we can try you on a provisional basis. And meanwhile, I made the arrangements, sir, to get my transcripts, get everything in order. I studied about a semester and a half for the diplomacy program. And then I got admitted to the University of Texas, which is in Austin, Texas.
ये Denton से Austin गए थे ना?
Denton. I was in Denton.
Denton में diplomacy चल रही थी और उसके बाद फिर
I stopped that
yes.
in between, and I got admitted to University of Texas to do Masters of Comparative Jurisprudence.
And that
MCJ.
And that's where it all started.
That's where it all. I actually started really truly learning not only law, I started learning myself. So the true story is unconventionalism. Professor Saklo, the first class was contracts. Professor Saklo, he looked around. In America, there's a seating plan. So I had a seating plan, and he looked around and he called Wahla. And actually he said Mohammed, because mostly they go with the first name, but then the last name also.
Yes.
So I didn't respond because nobody calls you Mohammed in Pakistan. I was always called Nawaz. It happened to be Muhammad, which is a kind of a token of love and of appreciation for Prophet Muhammad. So I didn't respond. He said, Wahla, and I raised my hand. And he walked up to me. He says, sir, are you in the right place? And I said, I think so. Because he was telling me, yeah, you and me are of the same age. I said, professor. So he said, and then he moved on. But there are obviously evening classes where in the law schools in America all over, where people who are working, who are mature, but I was not I was a regular student. And that's how I started truly learning. From there, if I just get this educational aspect, I finished that degree for 1 year. My funding was taken care of. Not that I got a scholarship. I would have never been admitted with the grades I have from the University of Punjab, because I never went there, even the evening class. I was very fortunate. I was allotted a 2 canals plot. We disposed it off in Lahore Defence Society. Whatever the funding, the
So
money
that's how you
came-
paid for the university
Yeah.
tuition.
university tuition
Yes.
and our living and our day-to-day expenses.
बार एग्जाम आपने किस उम्र में पास किया था? How old were you?
I did the bar exam 1989.
And do you remember
So
your?
if I may,
Yes, please.
if I may fill in,
Yes.
from finishing the University of Texas jurisprudence, I went to do International Court of Justice, 1-year fellowship at Hague. Hague is
Netherlands.
Netherlands. And then I came back. I went to University of Houston Law Center to do LLM. LLM is a Master's of Law, and
Is it the equivalent of the LLB around here?
no, it's a graduate program.
Oh, okay.
It's a LLB is an undergraduate. So I did LLM from the University of Houston Law Center. This kind of finished my legal education. So I took the bar exam. I practiced for 14 years in Hartford, Connecticut. Almost 14 and a half years. And before I actually became elevated to the judgeship.
You remember your first case as an attorney of law?
Uh,
Or attorney at law होता है कि off law?
attorney at law.
Do you remember your
So-
first case?
So, आपका system थोड़ा it's a kind of different because यहाँ पे बच्चे after they graduate from school they have to do internship 6 months before they become. It's a British system.
Before they get the license, right?
license. So the moment you pass the bar exam, you sworn in, you are absolutely eligible to practice law at your own or become a law firm associate or partner.
Yes.
So I was aware of my unconventionalism that I was almost 40, mid 40s. So for me to get a law firm job, working for someone else, again with this brown face in America,
Yeah.
with the first name Mohammed. So practicality dictated to open my own practice.
Okay.
So I opened my own practice from scratch, zero. I rented a place with one of the very established attorney in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I think it was my 3rd or 4th day of swearing in that I appeared before a court for my first case. It was one of the Pakistani student who was being in immigration proceeding. He was being removed from the United States. So I appeared. He didn't have a fee. He only had a $500 fee, which I took. I said, okay, fine. We still have that check somewhere in our closet. We never cashed it. And I appeared. How much law, Mr. Khattak, I learned from my first case till leaving the bench is honestly astounding, because there is no end to learning. It's not only technical learning, it's a human learning.
Mr. Wahla, allow me to unlock some of your secret case files, the pro bono phenomena. See, we realize that every lawyer chases a win, but what did you gain? I mean, by taking cases that the system forgets. What's this all about?
I think pro bono is for those people who are unfamiliar for the term, you accept cases without in compensation.
Yes.
So that's called pro bono. I think it's two-pronged. You give back to the community. Second, it's your personal and professional growth. I was mentioning the first case of a Pakistani student who was being removed, being deported from America. He did give us a retainer of $500, which we never cashed. So it became a kind of a pro bono. Since I was again an unconventional story, so to speak, my passion was, my love was courtroom. So I wanted to be in court And obviously, it's a huge competitive market to get clients. How are you going to get clients?
Absolutely, yes.
So the courtroom is the best teacher. The courtroom is also the truth teller. The courtroom is a cold place to tell as it is. So nothing can be more fascinating than the courtroom. So in my initial days of my practice, I was my practice. I have no secretary. I was my secretary. I was my own attorneys. So early morning, what I would do, it's one of my friend, my mentor, Michael Giorgetti, who owned the building, and I rented our office upstairs on the third floor. So I got a little bit pointer from him, and he said, Nawaz, the best thing for you is to obviously go to the courtroom. You will learn how other people are doing by watching, by observing, and then also taking cases. So 25 to 30% cases, Mr. Khattak, came to us through word of mouth. So for that student who was being removed, from that onwards, and I love obviously being in the courtroom day after day after day after.
So do you believe this is your biggest strength as a lawyer?
Oh, of course. I love. We became very picky. I was ruthless with my clients. If people were, there's a general tendency, your client, the blacks go to black attorneys, Jews go to Jews attorneys, white goes to white, red to red, blue, so to speak. So majority of the time, your own country fellows, not all Pakistani, but Bangladeshi, Indian, and then immigrants, they are your clientele. And they want to tell a story they want to tell. So often people will leave the truth out, and we became ruthless. When I say we, my daughter, oldest daughter, she joined me when she was in the law school. Then my son.
Both of your kids are also one daughter and son are also attorneys, right?
Our oldest daughter, she is a attorney at law. She's a general counsel. She has about 150 people working for her. Our son is a federal prosecutor. So these two of my children, they joined me from the law school as a law clerk. So when I use the we part, so we became very careful to take cases purely on the merit. And we ask people, tell us the truth, unvarnished truth. And we will tell you whether we will accept your case or not. Leave aside money. Obviously, everybody needs money, but that was never our criteria. We wanted to build a reputation that we want to win cases on the merit, whether it's Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, whatever was our client. So pro bono cases were where we found that we can do a service. Somebody has a very strong case, but they don't have a money. So our accepting of pro bono cases were not just everybody coming in and we will take a case.
Yeah.
There's so many people who wants to come and they want to manufacture a story.
Yeah.
Manufacture a story.
मेरा अगला सवाल यही होने वाला है.
जी.
See, I don't know if I should ask you this or not,
Please.
but the affluent, do they influence the judgment?
No, I don't think so.
But I'm sorry, this is just straight up.
This is probably they working for so long,
Yes,
almost 4 decades, learning the law, seeing the law, breathing the law day and I don't think so. Yes, at the level of O.J. Simpson, at the level of a very high celebrity, 0.000%, there's some kind of, on a day-to-day justice, on a day-to-day basis, none of that stuff come into play.
MashaAllah, sir.
No, because that's why the rule of law, I'm not saying, I want to be very careful, America is not a utopia, so to speak, but day-to-day system, day-to-day operations, 96-98% is unmarried.
That's
That's the answer.
what it is. 15 years on the bench, right, at the Connecticut?
15-year practice, about 11 years on the bench, sir.
Now, here's my big question. How did you hear about NUST? अब ये भी एक story है, because back there you were probably touted for the ambassadorship as well. ऐसा भी कुछ हो रहा था.
When I went to Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, again unconventionalism, no sitting judge has pursued to really go to study something formally.
Yes.
So I went to a program which is called Global Affairs at Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, and that is 40% American students, 60% American students and 40% international students. Who are those students? Those are diplomats, American diplomats, military officers, close to mid-career, who are touted to be, who are some of the country's ambassador, deputy ambassadors, who are looking for an elevation in different avenues.
Okay.
So when I applied for this global affairs, my chief justice said, "Are you nuts?" And by the way, the tuition was $96,000. And I was about to be divorced. And my wife said, "My God, what's wrong with you?" And I, to be honest with you, Mr. Khattar, I said, "Honey, you remember that small little village, we come from, and we never had O and A and all these big Ivy League schools. This is my thingy."
We gotten so far.
Yeah, so I said, "This is my thingy, so what?" She said, "This is a huge amount of money." And I said, look, our children, they have $500,000 loan on their head. That's how American education is. It's expensive. So what? But again, let me tell you a story. So I applied and I never got admitted. And they said, "Oh, no.
No, this is Fletcher?
Fletcher, yes." And they said, "Hold on, sir. We are very worried that you probably will not be able to pull the weight. You want to, sitting judge, you were not going to do justice to the program. So we are very worried." So I was called for an interview by the dean of Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy. And guess what? Who was the dean?
Who?
A 4-star admiral, Admiral Stavridis, naval admiral. He looked at me. He said, "My God, Judge Wahla." Instantly we got along very well. He said, "Well, I have to think about this." So I got, after about a week or so, I said, "Yeah, we're going to give you provisional 3 months admission. We're not worried that, we know everybody can pay and you will be able to pay. We're not worried about the pay." And my wife was worried about the money.
Yes, of course.
and she said, "It's a different dynamic." I said, "Honey, it's a different dynamic looking at the overall picture."
Yes.
So Stavridis and we became friends. I did that program. I came back, obviously, a 1-year program. It's a different dynamics. Ambassadors, 3-star generals, various aspects from all over the world. So I learned, this learning is not only, books, human dynamics. You learn human dynamics, that too in these environments, and on the judgeship. So I did that program. We became very good friends. Stavridis was touted to become Hillary's vice president.
Wow.
And
you were?
And I, Stavridis said, "Nawaz, imagine that a Pakistani guy who comes to America, becomes a judge of a superior court, and goes to his birth country as an ambassador, United States ambassador." And I said, "What did you say?"
Wow. That's brilliant.
So I started fantasizing to become an ambassador. He didn't get picked, and obviously I didn't get the ambassadorship. I retired from the bench. आपने सवाल पूछा था, how did you get introduced to
ये इसी दौरान में कुछ हुआ कि you
So
got to know about NUST.
I was invited to go to the embassy, Pakistan embassy in Washington DC,
Yes.
and I met the military attaché at that time, Brigadier Chaudhry Kamal Anwar.
Yes.
He was a brigadier. He was the military attaché. We started talking, and about a month or so, he came here. He asked me that, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm jobless, man. I was dreaming to be an ambassador." And for the last couple of months, I'm jobless. And he said, "Okay, would you like to teach?" And I said, "Teach where?" And he said, "NUST." And I said, "What is NUST?" And he said, "It's a university,
Oh,
one of
my.
the leading university, unconventional serendipity."
Yep.
So I gave him my card. He came back to Pakistan. He got promoted. He's out of the blue. He said, "Sir, if you want to teach, send me your resume." I sent him a resume, and about a month or after a month, he said, "Sir, I have asked the people, if you want to, we can arrange your interview." So that's how I was introduced to NUST.
So when did you arrive at NUST? Which
year
year was it?
I came first visiting in 2022, fall of 2022, as a visiting. At that time, law school, obviously. It was a law department under the S3H.
Yes, it was social
And
sciences
then
school.
I came, yes, sir. I came second time visiting in 2023 fall, after 1 year. And then I went back, and I never thought that I will be ever coming back. And then Professor Dr. Usman in March 2024 sent me a text message that we are looking to make independent law school, and we're looking for a dean and a principal of law school. And I said, "Good, sure." And I circulated his message that anyone was interested in. I have a two set of friends, the Pakistani professional friends and the judges, American friends. Majority of my American judges, and because law school dean is very different in America.
Yes.
The dean of a law school, I can tell you a story,
Yeah.
is viewed when President Bush, he came, young president, but the younger President Bush,
Yes.
he became president. He brought justice from Texas, his Supreme Court justice, and he became his attorney general. And when they finished their term, and his attorney general became a dean of a law school. So it's that kind. He asked me, "Alberto, where you want to go?" He said, "Why not law school?" He obviously wanted to go to Harvard, which didn't happen.
Yes.
There's only one Harvard, and thousands of people want to go to Harvard. So
Yes.
he became a dean of a law school. So all my American friends say, "What the hell is wrong with you? You should be the dean of that school," because they were viewing deanship from that angle.
From their perspective.
And I told my
Their
wife,
systems.
and she said, "You lost it, man. What the hell is wrong with
So you should probably go for it.
Well, she said, "You lost your thingy. Why you keep going back to Pakistan? Our children are here, our home is here, everything is here." And anyway, so it took me about 6 months to convince her, "Hey, can I just try for a few months?"
Yes.
So that's how my deanship and principal came.
Now, mashallah, NUST Law
And
School. NUST Law School has its own building now.
Of course. And we are very, very happy to have that building.
And sir, आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो सबसे पहले.
Thank you, sir.
Lots of facilitations from our side. 2025 again is a big year. The pioneering batch got graduated. How do you feel about this?
Oh my God, I'm very, very excited. I have been associated with that batch for 3 years. I have probably lashed at them so many times. I've been so kind to them. I have been so hard with them. And I have been strictly telling them, go for your heart. And I am very, very proud to be associated with them. Many of those students are doing very well. So I'm very pleased that our first, badge convocation happened about a couple of weeks ago. And I am thrilled, whatever we
Very
have.
quickly, very
Yes,
quickly.
sir.
We've got the last few minutes left. And we'll be very
Sorry.
quick with it.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I wish we had more time.
No worries, sir.
NLS, the NUST Law School.
Yes, sir.
Where do you see it in the next 5 years? Condense it for us.
Excellent, sir. I see my focus has been to get the best dedicated, absolutely people who are willing 24/7 to give back to law students. I'm talking about the faculty. My focus is to have the best possible faculty, and then my students who are so much skilled, technical knowledge with ethical knowledge. That's my focus. And wherever I go, sir, my first year student, second year student, yesterday I sat on the stairs of C2 with first year student for almost half an hour.
Wow.
And I want to bring the best of the best of the best from NLS.
Biggest doubts of the students around here. I know for a fact, last few minutes again, that whatever, I strongly feel that whatever is being taught here, whatever is being taught here is entirely different from what's being practiced out there. Is that the only fear, or is there something else as well?
I don't think that is my fear. I'm focused along with my team to equip them with the best possible technical, meaning legal skills,
Yes.
and ethical skills, along with the focus that when you go out there,
Yes.
you are the change. Mera beta, you are going to change, because until and unless I infuse them, the status quo, obviously there are disappointments, there are so many things, but we have to train them that yes, it's always the student. In the region we have seen, the students have made concrete change, and they can make the concrete change.
Well, Mr. Wahla, we're really honored that you came here today.
My
and we
pleasure.
wish you all the very best.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you, sir.
And congratulations to everyone. All the graduates, this is the convocation season is on. So, sabko bahut bahut mubarak ho for graduating. And Allah be with you wherever you guys move on to the bigger avenues. Thank you, Mr. Wahla. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having
being
me,
here.
sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.